Hello and welcome to This Week on New World. We'll be covering all news regarding everything New World. This week the PTR is released, the community has started to make a Stairway to the Heavens, an update about the Winter Convergence event, market trends, and the bots are still ruining the experience, so let's jump in. On January 6th, Amazon Game Studios shadow dropped the latest PTR. With this adding mutations to the expeditions, from my personal experience, I can state it greatly ramps up the difficulty. Players will need to communicate and be well prepared with the right gear and consumables. These expeditions will rotate, giving the players 1 week to complete these tiers before rotation. Expertise score is also seeing a bump from 600 to 625 with an addition of a mechanic called Umbral. Fast travel price has been reduced and some other minor changes. Overall, it is a very divisive PTR and it'll be interesting to see how AGS reacts to the community blowback. So if you want to know more, I did attach the patch notes down below. As a side note, keep an eye out later for this week, as I'll be releasing a Umbral guide breaking down how many points you get per ranking, how many you need to reach level 600 to 625, and so forth. This week, players have been challenging each other to see how high they can go. As you can see from the photos here, players are strategically placing campsites to chain off each other, making a sort of stairway. I believe the most common place for this is currently Shipyard, but if you know other locations where this is happening, let us know down in the comments. I'm unclear the history of this or what we will call it, but it is quite hilarious and cool to see. Well, behold, if you need some extra time to turn in your winter tokens or face the Yeti, you now have till the 25, and as a disclaimer, all unused tokens or unopened presents will disappear at the end of the event. So make sure you use them all up before the 25th. The PTR gives us some insight on where the market is heading, and these are the items that you should be looking at selling or buying now before the price gets too high when the patch is released. With the new expedition mutations, coatings are going to be more popular along with motes and arcana animals to make these with the other consumables such as potions and so forth. Ingredients to make the keys are going to be sought after. Act fast on the Arcana because Arcana is making good out with this patch with items like soul malts doubling in price. Same with Earthshell Tail because that is currently what I'm seeing already on Orun NAE. Last week we brought up bots and well, the community is voicing their anger about it. Bots are growing across Returnum, being more obnoxious with different tiers of functionality from your dollar menu to steak dinner. Remember, if you guys see one of these bots, report them, we must fight back. Because let's face it, there is a lot of lazy people out there that don't want to do the work, and they're just rather spend the 20 bucks, whatever these bots cost, to just have them grind out the shit for them. Outpost Rush will be getting some changes in the newest patch, changing the meta. These changes are increase the Azoth cost of the brute tokens from 500 Azoth to 750 Azoth. Summoning stones are now dropped on death. Just these two alone are gonna change it quite significantly. Brutes are now a lot more expensive, and when you get killed, you better hope you aren't trying to summon a token right then and there, because if so, the other team can grab it now. And summoning stones now have a rarity associated with them, so epic for the bear, wraith tokens, and legendary brute tokens. This should make it clear for players when they are dropped by other players. They also made a change to the Alpha Wolf, which will no longer summon minions. Outpost Rush gatherables now have no weight. Baroness Haynes Icemans now slow the player by 30%. For 3 seconds instead of staggering the player. So if you are a big OPR fan, you play it a lot, I am looking forward to seeing how these changes affect the gameplay. I think they still need to do some adjustment as far as matchmaking, but overall I always have a good time in OPR. But that's it for this week on New World. If you enjoyed the content, hit that like and consider subscribing, as every Sunday we release all the biggest topics to hit New World that week. But until next time, it's Feb.